everything in my life actually gets handled. Good enough?
Yeah. All right. Hi, everyone. Hopefully you got your ice cream or sweet treat or soda orders in. Sorry, I'm yelling. I've got a microphone and a full room. Thank you all for coming tonight, our August CNA meeting. Obviously, our host here is McAlpines, and Monica, if you want to come up here in just 1 second. Welcome. Yeah. All right. So we've got quite an agenda tonight. Just a little overview, the usual stuff, our host intro, membership and treasurer reports. We have our community action committee, some stuff about dispatch, recent. Oh, it's okay. The microphone is for the phone. Yes. Yes. We're live streaming on YouTube, so the microphone is for that. Okay.
What? We're getting there. It's fine? All right.
Yeah. Let's do it. We are a quirky people. We can do this. Okay. Some events, upcoming events is probably like the highlight for us. Oh, this is not even, hang on. What happened here? Okay, the guests are not what's listed here. That's who is here in June. Apologize. But let's get going so we actually get to the good stuff. In August, I have a couple of different things coming up that I just want you to be aware of. Today is our meeting. Great job. You've already done 1 out of 4 events this month. Saturday is our community cleanup. So Coronado Park cleanup. Saturday, very early, we'll come back to this to make sure we hammer it into you that we would love you to be there to help clean up Coronado Park. Wednesday, August 27th, the monthly Community Action Committee. This used to be called the Safety Committee. Now it's Community Action. So please be there. Oh, that's so much better. Okay. And then Sunday, August 31st, if you want to contribute to our quarterly dispatch magazine, that's when we want all of our content to be there so that we can get it out and published for you. If you don't remember our names, here's a little cheat sheet. I'm Kirsten. We have Carissa, Clara, Allie is working the YouTube. Gabrielle couldn't be here tonight. Marnie is here somewhere. Laura, Paula, and Kyle. Thank you guys for being here. So again, just a little cheat sheet. Monica, would you like to give a little spiel?
Thank you so much for coming in. I think most of you are familiar with McAlpines. I don't have much to say except we're open for lunch every day and dinner Friday and Saturday. Louder? Is that better? Okay. So we've been here since 1929, just trying to make McAlpines go after we were closed for 4 years and hustling. Done a few things with the neighborhood. We did a fundraiser recently for a mom that needed a car, so that was kind of fun. We invited people from the neighborhood to come in and eat here and donate 20% back to her. But anyhow, any questions about McAlpines, let me know. But thank you so much for coming to see us.
Yeah, we so appreciate being able to use this space, and it just features one of Coronado's gems. Membership report. Do you want to do it? I also have another mic. Maybe.
Thank you. So for resident members this week, we have 338, and then for businesses, we have 183.
You don't have to read all of this.
And there's information on resident and business perks. So if anybody has any questions about it, feel free to let us know.
All right. That's $20 a year to be a member. You might want to check your membership. We have some that have lapsed. If you're getting our emails, that doesn't mean you're automatically a member. We are sending it to all of our contacts. So try to log on, see what your membership status is, and your money goes to support all kinds of stuff that we're going to keep talking about. Yes.
I kind of figured if I could log in, I was current.
No, you got to go to your profile. Yep. It's a great question. Great question.
If you receive the dispatch, you are active.
In your
If you receive
mailbox.
it in your mailbox.
Although technically you can opt out of that, but most people haven't. So yeah.
Is that one out already?
Yeah.
I should have got it already.
You are a member because I know you're a member. Okay, so again, just when you're becoming a member, this is what you're investing in. You're helping us put on these other free events, even though they're for non-members, they're for the whole community. That's what that kind of money helps us do. So we really appreciate that. Treasurer report. Do you want to? Okay. It should be. There's like a green light.
Okay, so as you can see, we've got about 48,000 in checking, 64,000 in savings. We did have more money going out this month than we had coming in, but that's pretty typical, honestly. Until our big fundraising months, you might be inclined to see these kinds of things. Right now, we're going to see membership money rolling in, and we did just have a lot of reimbursements to make, and then also the things like administrative costs of running the website and paying for insurance, so the things that nonprofits have to do. So that's where some of those numbers came in. Yep. We do always want to make sure that there's money available through the giving program. You do need to be an active CNA member to request funds from the giving program, and those fall into 4 different categories: donations, charitable donations, arts and culture, Coronado Kids, and safety. We're also including kind of a special line item in the safety for CAT TNR specifically. We have a lot of neighbors who do great work for our Coronado kitty community. We truly appreciate that. So that's why that was set aside specifically. But if you ever do want to request donations, just email info@thecoronadoneighborhood.com, and that is on our website. You can always come chat with us also, and we can get your information, that kind of deal. But that's kind of like the formal way to put in a request.
Yeah. Awesome. That's just all the fine print. Yeah. Any questions?
What's
Yeah.
the fiscal year turnaround time on things like the giving program?
Yeah, it essentially works with the new board. Made him, June to June. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Laura, do you want to talk about community action?
Yeah, so the Community Action Committee, we meet monthly, and a lot of what we do is we sort of organize community cleanups, like the one that's coming up this Saturday at 6 a.m. in Coronado Park. But then we also sort of plan other things that we can do within the community. So those might be pop-up events to activate our spaces, or it might be, kind of like making sure that we're building out phone trees, or trying to get involved, like our community action officer and other stuff like that. So lots of different things that we do. Please come join us. And that's where we do a lot of our planning for other things that we might get involved in.
Thank you. And there's one more slide you could talk about real fast.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. We're also starting to put together something that we're calling Miracle Mile Mondays to go do kind of community mixers at different businesses along the mile. So more to come there. We're thinking maybe like coffee mornings on Mondays, or maybe happy hours in the evening. So that's something that we're going to try to make a monthly event as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Thank you. Okay. And the reason we're kind of speeding through this content is because we have 2 guests tonight. So I want to make sure there's plenty of time for Q&A with them. So the dispatch, there's issues here floating like right here at the table. If you don't already have an issue and you want to take one home, features all of our stuff from, let's see, it came out in July. So features kind of the 3 months prior to that, some really interesting features on Meet the Musician, Meet the Artist, who are all Coronado people. You'll also notice we have a lot of other paperwork over here, and it's fun stuff. We actually used our remaining Block Watch grant money from last year. We had a couple $1,000s left over, so we got to print a whole bunch of brochures about the CNA. We got to print brochures about home tour, safety resource cards. So if you want stuff on safety resources like crime and prevention, blight and vandalism, traffic and roadway concerns, etc. All the contact information is on these. So please feel free to come grab some of that. But we really love seeing content for the dispatch come from our community and not just our board members. We talk plenty, right? So please, if you're interested in submitting something, we do have some content guidelines, like don't be butts, right? Like don't say rude things. Don't say inappropriate things. Like it's just not that hard. Submit an article. All of this can be done at the QR code. You could also even help to volunteer to help with actually putting it together. So the summer issue right here, we're working on the fall issue with hope to release it in September. Any questions on dispatch? Cool. The tool shed. Has anybody been to the new tool shed? Yes. So the CNA tool shed is for active CNA members. We have all kinds of stuff. This is actually in the front yard of our shed tender, Brian Johnson. We have a legal lease agreement with him for this, but we have this container full of different tools that you can borrow for free, full of tables and chairs that you can rent for parties for like a nominal fee. There's chafing dishes, there's canopies, there's, I think, bocce ball. You can borrow a pressure, or you could rent for a nominal fee a pressure washer. There's all kinds of really good tools. And we are going to have an upcoming event probably next month where you can come check out, like look at the tool shed, get a little tour, get some food. So you can actually come check it out. But this is on Cypress in the cul-de-sac area right between 15th Street and 14th Streets. And then the mural art was painted during the Oak Street Alley Mural Fest this past year by Chaco, or Mux is here is the handle. So this is what the shed looks like. You don't need to be afraid, like, what's a creepy shed? Like, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful shed. So again, most items are free. Some things have a nominal, reasonable rental fee. You just have to be a CNA member. So join here. We did have a couple of events over the summer. Oh, the video is playing on my screen, but pool party. This was an collaborative effort with our Councilwoman Laura Pastor's office. So we oh, there it goes. We brought all kinds of snacks. They brought a bunch of drinks. There's going to be an obstacle course. This is a real nail biter, I can tell, right? Like, what's coming next? There's an obstacle course. But it was really great. We had volunteers helping us out. The board was helping us out. And it activates Coronado Pool, which obviously we know like isn't open all that often. So let's take advantage when it is. Oh, all right. Well, what's that? Oh, yeah. Okay. We also, as part of the Community Action Committee and the mini events that they're helping put on, we had a Pup Cup meetup at Coronado Park. You can see some of our guests here. They thoroughly, I presume, enjoyed their Pup Cups. So Laura has been and her Community Action Committee team has been a big part of bringing like mini events like this to life, but this is the kind of stuff that really makes life in Coronado special. We also had the South Coronado Street cleanup. So that was Matthew Kelly. Yes, I don't know why I always want to say Michael because it's like Michael Anderson. Okay, Matthew Kelly really spearheaded this. Laura helped out. Lots of people showed up. And these are actually, they're really fun and they help make our community beautiful. And even though what you're probably bragging to your friends about the neighborhood is not like, I cleaned up my street this week. It's when they come, they're really impressed by what they see. So let's keep that up. Good question. That is south of McDowell. So our boundaries are from 7th Street to the 51, and then Thomas all the way down to the 10. So between South Coronado, we're considering from McDowell south to the I-10. Great question. Okay, here's a little preview of kind of everything we have that we're talking about doing and hoping to do in the next 4 months. These might shift around a little bit, but every month, the CNA meeting, every month, a street or alley or park cleanup, every month, a community action committee meeting, and starting in September, not October because it's too hot, but starting in September, at the end of September, a food truck Friday. So we'll start doing those monthly. again. Some other things I've already mentioned, this tool shed tour and kind of pancake breakfast morning mixer that will be coming up. We're talking about a community dye bath event. This was Paula's awesome idea. Do you want to talk about it or do you want me to? Okay.
A dye event where you can bring your t-shirts or tote bags or cotton things and dye them in a big bath. It's nice to reuse things that might look a little tired, and instead of throwing them out, we can reuse them. We're also in talks with someone who might be able to do on-site screen printing, so you can get some designs on it first and then go ahead and dye it and create some cool neighborhood merch that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're talking about custom CNA merch, exactly what Paula said, and integrating maybe some tie-dye into there so you can make it really funky. You could make your own pair of Coronado jorts, right? Jean shorts if you wanted. You could make a tote, all kinds of things. So that's something that we're starting to plan. Don't hold us to when this happens, but here we go. We're talking about hosting another recruitment kind of info session for people who might consider putting their home on home tour. Bill and Jenny came to our info session kind of happy hour last year. So we bring in people who've hosted before to give kind of their perspective, and then people who are interested in putting their home on tour, like Kyle. Yeah. So we'll look to schedule that. Community yard sale is something we do every year, so we'll get a date out there so you can start planning your kind of clean out session. Laura is a docent at the Phoenix Art Museum, so she's working on coordinating a bike ride from here to the museum and doing a private tour. That one would not be free, but it will be awesome. So we'll have discounted probably group rates. November, we're going to hear from Allie from Trees Matter in just a few minutes, but a collab event with them. Wayne Fest, obviously, that's already being promoted. The tickets are already for sale. It's November 8th from 12 to 4. It's an afternoon event. So you can party responsibly and then go party some more. And then we're talking about kind of a CNA field day with different kinds of competitions like a sack race or maybe the kickball or one of those big parachutes that you did in elementary school. So stay tuned for that. December, we're talking about a Coronado art crawl, a CNA members only s'mores and more kind of mixer, and a holiday rights bike ride and hot cocoa social, which was a huge hit last year. So this is some of the stuff to just preview for the fall. These are all subject to change, and we would love, love, love volunteers so that more of these can get checked off. So please come talk to me if you want to volunteer. I didn't finish this slide, so but home tour is a pretty big deal. So if you want to volunteer with us, please do. We will have more information out about that. You can also feature your house. You can sponsor us. You could be a vendor. But we do need help to put this event on every year. Fun fact, this sign, Matthew Kelly, who's in South Coronado, noticed that the sign on the west side of 15th Street, just south of McDowell, right by Froth, was in need of repair. So he let us know. And we reached out to Goody at Swiss Metalworks, and he fixed it for free. So, yeah. Yeah, it looks fantastic. And you've probably seen, if you've driven at Sheridan and 10th Street, you've probably seen all those metalworks out there. That's the guy. So he's a neighbor. He did this for us for free. We're super happy about it. All right, Allie, would you like to talk? So this is our guest, Allie Gutenberg from Trees Matter, and she's going to talk about a collab event we have.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name's Allie. I'm the planting programs manager for Trees Matter. So we're a local nonprofit. So we're working with APS, and then also I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Trees for Harmony that has done a lot of great work over the years. They unfortunately are dissolving their nonprofit, but as part of their dissolving, they have gifted us their remaining funds to continue their mission. So we are going to be using their remaining funds as well as funds from APS to host a tree planting and distribution in the Coronado neighborhood. It is for anyone, the entire Coronado neighborhood. We have 12 tree types, varieties to pick from, and we guarantee planting for the first 25 households that sign up. After that, we can guarantee that we will distribute the trees for you. We're kind of looking for some additional funds to maybe bump that number up a little bit. But this will include, this is on November 1st is the planting day. So we will deliver the trees to you. We will help dig holes, and then we will have arborists and volunteers on November 1st going around and planting the trees for you. So it's a really great program. We've done some other residential neighborhoods. We also plant at a lot of schools and parks. And you also might be familiar with us if you've heard of the shade program that SRP runs. We are the ones that host that. So if you have any questions about who is Trees Matter, what we do, or about this specific project that we're doing, please let me know. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's the same program, but there was maybe a different program where the trees had to be in the front yard. Right. So is this the
Yeah,
same
so
restrictions, or can they be in the backyard too?
yeah, so you're probably talking about the Phoenix Community Canopy Grant. And I know that was restricted for certain parts of the neighborhood. This is for anyone in Coronado in front or backyard. If you plant in the front yard, we will come back and measure them and check on them and things like that. We don't do that for the backyard just because access is more difficult. But yeah, wherever on your property. Yeah. So sign up. I have a QR code on there now. There's also some small little flyers and pamphlets up there. So sign up. The order form is available now. I might edit it a little bit if there's some things or some tree type that you don't see on there that you want. Reach out to me. My email's on there. It's just ally@treesmatter.org. And I can, might make some adjustments for the tree types. Yeah.
At an additional charge, can you get larger than 15-gallon trees?
No, just because.
If I buy one by myself, will they still come and dig the hole and help me plant a bigger tree?
If you have the tree there on that day,
Maybe.
yeah. I will have a conversation with you if you would like as to why I don't think it's worth the money to go bigger, and why the nurseries sell that to you, but it's not necessarily beneficial for yourself or for your wallet. But that's my own personal opinion, not endorsed by Trees Matter. So yeah.
What trees do you recommend?
So I am automatically going to recommend a native tree. So on there, we have our native trees. We have desert willows. We have blue palo verdes, velvet mesquites, and ironwoods. I think are our main native trees. Those are just going to be the hardiest and the lowest maintenance. If you want a popular shade tree that's drought tolerant that does well here, the Chinese elm and red push pistache are super popular. We also have, if you're looking for color, the desert willow is a good tree for that. The vitex is a good tree. We also have pomegranate on there, I believe. Palo blancos, you don't see a ton of those, but those are really beautiful and kind of stand out, in my opinion, with their bark and their kind of droopy look. Not always the best for shade. You kind of have to plant them close together. I don't think that's on the list, but I can add that. Also, if all of it is available or subject to nursery availability, like the things on the list are things that we normally can readily get, but we can, live oaks are normally pretty easy to find. They're not always my favorite tree. Just, again, personal opinions, but there are some trees that you won't find on there that if you request, we will not plant. So ficus and sisu, if you want those trees, or palm trees, we won't plant those. They're just not desert adapted well, or have like invasive root systems. Did you have a question?
I was just curious what your favorite tree is personally.
Mine's probably the velvet mesquite. The desert ironwoods also are beautiful. Their thorns are probably more aggressive than some of the other desert trees. But whenever they bloom, they are gorgeous. So you also get a lot more native pollinators if you go like a native tree route, which is fun. So yeah.
Is there a total number that you guys are giving away, or it's like?
So as many as you guys order, so the first 25 households, we guarantee that we'll plant the tree for you. After that, we will distribute, like give you the 15 gallon. But yeah.
1,000 people sign up?
I mean, there's not a limit. We have not had maybe we'll break some records. We have not had an event that big. The biggest residential we've done is about 100 trees, so that's kind of what we expect for the big end of things. But yeah.
For the front where there might be like utilities, right? If you're in the first 25, do you guys help coordinate like checking on that?
Yes. So we will encourage residents to submit their own 811 tickets, and we'll have a little guide. If you're not familiar, Arizona 811, it's required by the law before you do any sort of digging or groundwork to call them and mark any utility conflicts. So we will encourage residents and have a little handout of how to do that and how to make it as easy as possible for you. But we also can help coordinate that. It's not we're happy to do that.
What time is this event on November 1st?
We normally do the morning. Nothing is set in stone right now. It normally, I think on there, it says be available from 8 to 12. We normally start around that time. We'll probably meet at the Coronado Park. We'll have a bunch of arborists there. They'll each have a group of volunteers, and then they'll kind of go out and plant the trees for their group together, and normally takes about 3 hours, kind of just depends.
I'll keep you updated. There's a chance that the mayor might need to attend that one.
Okay. Yeah. So any we'll work on that sort of stuff.
Halloween's a pretty big day around there.
Yes. So we are aware of that. You don't have to. We do want someone to be home. You don't have to actively participate. If you want to roll out in your pajamas and just give a wave and go back inside, that's fine. We a lot of times try to coordinate a pre-hole digging. We probably will not do that for this one, just because holes in front yards on Halloween are a big liability. Unless they're like incorporated into like the scary aspect. But
Make it a scare.
yeah, we'll probably just try to up our volunteer numbers and ask residents to pre-wet the area either the night before, after trick-or-treaters are done, or that morning of, just to make the digging a little bit easier. And we'll hopefully have enough tools, machinery to make that happen if we need. It hasn't been an issue so far, so.
Make it a neighborhood cleanup day too. Great idea. Nobody's seen. Quick question.
Yes.
Will the arborists give recommendations of where to plant them?
So normally we like to mark the trees, like give you guys either white flags or come out with spray paint and mark the trees before 811 gets submitted. If they mark everywhere and there's a place that the arborist thinks is better, that, we know there's no utilities there, we could move it day of. But our Trees Matter staff, we have arborists on staff that'll kind of be helping coordinate this event. So if there are questions, we're pretty available to help with that sort of stuff. Also, if you have any tree-specific questions, we do have a Facebook page called Ask an Arborist. That we have some volunteer arborists that manage that. So if you have any current trees that are issues or wanting to know various opinions of best trees to plant here, you'll probably get a lot of opinions there. any other questions?
I'll zoom in on the graphic for you. Oops. Sorry. In case you need it larger.
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. And please spread the word. Tell your neighbors.
All right. Thank you so much, Allie. That's awesome.
Yeah,
we
will
love
be
getting more trees and more shade in
soliciting volunteers
Coronado.
At some point.
This is so rad.
I can hand you a flyer if you want to take it. Here you go. Okay. And then actually, Michael, are you ready? All right. And then our last guest of the evening, I do have a slide if